watching WTVY News 4 This Morning with Lisa Sacaccio.
If you are just joining us, you were listening to the Alabama Department of Public Health conference in regards to the COVID-19 pandemic. Just an update on what they discussed. The cases in the state have risen. We are at 36 now, and the most is in Jefferson County at 20. There have been no deaths.
We are live at the National Peanut Festival Fairgrounds for the annual Southeast World of Works Career Expo. Over 6,000 eighth graders are here today, getting hands-on experience about the different career opportunities.
2.7 million Americans fought in the Vietnam War. More than 58,000 paid the ultimate sacrifice with their lives, and 50 of those who died are from right here in the Wiregrass. Startling developments in a Dale County murder case. On the week that Carl Harris would have gone to trial for killing his wife, another man has been charged with that crime.
Just grab whatever is in your pantry that you haven't used or that you maybe bought too much of for Thanksgiving. Just drive right on by. It's not even going to be what, like not even 10 seconds?
No, and that's probably the longest, and that's
and you probably have
a lot of stuff.
Yes, and you probably have change in your cup holder too. I know I do. Just take that change. You can give it to them. It may seem like nothing, but it will go a long way.
You can also text. We know it's early. Maybe you don't want to get on the phone right away. We get it. You can easily text wishes, and that number that you can do that is 243-725. A lot of you right now are at home. You're watching the telethon, probably with your kids as you get ready. Think about your kids. They're happy. They're healthy. But there's kids out there right now who don't have that luxury.
All these kids, they were all really bundled up, and they looked like statues because it's kind of chilly out here, but once these peanuts came by, look at them, they're all coming out. I remembered to bring my bag this year. Last year I didn't, so Reg and Dev, I'm going to pick some up for you.
She's hopping up on a float. All right, that's one way to do it. Okay, Lisa, what are you doing?
Reg and Dev, I am on Wallace's float, and I'm with the Steel Magnolias. And tickets are on sale now, so obviously get your tickets. Ladies, tell me about the show.
1 hour special of Hurricane Michael 1 year later. Very much drastic differences, but first responders were extremely busy during Hurricane Michael. Police, fire, and rescue worked around the clock to keep you safe. And here we are in our studio. We have a crew out in Mexico Beach. We have team coverage going on everywhere. One area hard hit by Hurricane Michael was South Georgia, and that's where we find WRGX's Taylor Pollock. So Taylor, while the storm caused extensive damage to homes and businesses, there was also a huge environmental impact. Tell us about that.
Units are attempting to clear traffic, and we're asking motorists to avoid this area. So if you're planning to go out to graduation to support your graduates and your kids, leave a little early and take a detour route.
In news from around the state, there's been deadly wrecks in the Wiregrass and across the state. In a number of those cases, those killed were not wearing a seatbelt.
Beginning at 4 o'clock on the RGX.
Thank you, Reg, and you were just watching a special report there, but now we begin back to our normal programming of Live at Lunch. Good afternoon, I'm Lisa Sacaccio. Ensign Joshua Caleb Watson's body has been brought back home this morning, as you were just watching, and Watson's body was brought by a private jet to Dothan Regional Airport. People are on edge in Richmond, Virginia today as thousands of Second Amendment advocates as well as militia members and neo-Nazis descend on the state capitol for a gun rights rally. American researchers are scrambling to find a cure. This comes as there are now 2 more possible cases in the U.S., one in Los Angeles, another in Texas.
Andy, we have Devin. Hello. Yes, and as you can see, super friendly. Oh, and super sweet. If you donate 10 pounds of food, you will get this commemorative food bowl. You can also buy t-shirts just like this.
To a nose, so you can look like me. That's just from him. He's a nice fella.
Goals!
Yeah, see, boom.
I love it.
So if you make this at home, put 3 dots on the first side, I guess?
Yes.
And how many dots on this side again?
I lost count a long time ago.
Yes, I did that liquid gold, and we have to watch it again. No, I'm going to cover it with the keyboard.
I'm watching.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Tortilla chips or just chips and salsa? Chips in anything, I have no self-control if you put them in front of me. The time is 5:29, and let's go to Evan Chickvera for a look at your Monday morning forecast. All right, Evan, when I went out the door this morning, it was not as humid as the past few days. I was actually pleasantly surprised. It was cool.
It was great. I opened the door and I thought, well, okay.
Think about that. It's only going to get hotter, which means all the gnats and the humidity.
You can almost just feel your skin start to itch.
Oh yeah, it did. I had look, there we go. Sorry to start you off the morning like that.
Called valence electrons, where electrons would jump to another, and it would change and it would just all out the window.
You know that point where you just shake your head and you're like, yeah, I totally am following you, but you're not? That's exactly what I'm doing right now. Did you ever have anyone like just shake you?
Yeah. So I've had people do that before too. One of my good friends named Lisa has done that before.
You know, we are a team on this morning show, so if one of us starts to, go off the cliff a little bit,
We do what we can to wake each other up. Even that includes shaking
Yes.
one
yes.
another randomly.
Through, but I was definitely not expecting that.
That is a face that anyone
Oh,
can
goodness.
love. Just want to go like this to it.
Disregard the latter half of my 7-day when we get there because we're going to wait for the groundhog in that scenario.
So you are going to wait.
I'm going to wait for the groundhog wins.
So we had rain this morning. We had rain now. It's still really windy. Rocking the rain boots. Will this be like this tonight?
Not only is this your hometown news leader, it is the House of Mouse this morning.
It is, so bringing a little Disney a bit to the north here.
Showers by mid next week.
I cannot believe that because yesterday we only had that 20% chance in a matter of a day. And even over the afternoon, because when Zach Webster, when he was on this morning with me, we were saying it was just 20%, and now we're up to 30.
I'm being optimistic. This is good news.
Fingers crossed, because we truly do need that, obviously, for the crops, and then just people need relief. We're all getting sick, and
stay up till 10:50 if you're in the Dothan area, and you'll experience spring before anybody else.
And not just that, stay up in the next few minutes because we still have a whole nother hour.
All right, we'll see y'all then.
In front of the camera and on stage, no one could tell that you were dealing with this. So before the campaign, before you had that outlet, how did you actually find a way to push through? Because as you know, there is a stigma, and as you mentioned too, you kept it quiet for so long since 2012 when you were on The Good Wife. I asked you about the food before we go. I have to ask, do you have a prediction, and who do you want to win the game?
I have a prediction. It's not how I want to win the game.
So services, airline miles, monetary donations, but also time. So if people just want to volunteer in general, because you guys have a limited number of people working to pull all of this off every single day, not just for this telethon, how can they help volunteer?
Bella, oh my good. Oh, it's actually kind of bristly.
Yeah, that kind of protects her in the wild also with her hair.
And where do you guys travel? Where do you bring all these animals?
And Chris, please tell me then, with Orion, what do they hope to achieve and find on these missions? It's always a pleasure when you come. You're very talented, and you guys are back in the Wiregrass, so kind of tell everyone why you're here.
Do you train a chicken? Is that like a thing?
Yes, ma'am. You can train them to do a bunch of stuff, sit still. Actually, if we had a table right here, I could show you. I can lay mine down and put them to sleep.
I'm intrigued and blown away.
So this was all your idea, this food pantry?
Yes, ma'am.
And how old are you?
I am 9 years old.
Okay, 9-year-olds, you are setting the standard very high for the rest of us to do this. And Maddie, it was so nice to meet you.
I appreciate you having me here today.
Anytime. And you mentioned stove twice now, so why should people also then not use their stove to heat their home? I thought this was so interesting when we were talking during the break, how Olive Garden comes up with these classic, authentic recipes. If someone does have cancer, should they start taking supplements on top of their different food group varieties that they're consuming?
So this is a great question.
Students, 8th graders, hello! Woo. Say hello, everyone.
Having fun?
Have you learned anything today? Do you want to be on TV? Do you have this? So they were excited. I mean, we're excited. Again, we wish we had this at their age.
I know, this is pretty awesome. So you guys enjoy. Thank you for spending time with us here on Live at Lunch. You guys have a great day. We will see you tomorrow.
Great. Goodbye, guys.